this train. Said this train is a clean train. This train. I tell you
That what God has for you is for you. I've got to let you know on this morning that what's mine is mine. And if God says I can have it, then I'm going to have it. If God says it's mine, it's going to be mine. Come tell him how it was. I'm going to get exactly what God says I'm going to have. I'm going to go exactly what God said I can go, because what's mine is mine. I dare you to look to your neighbor and say, what's mine is mine. Oh, Lord. So here it is. Let's go to the text. Because Joseph had a dream that is interpreted as he would rule his fathers and his mothers and his brothers would all bow down to him. Now, many argue that Joseph told his fathers and his brothers that he sent out of pride. But I argue that Joseph told these dreams out of ignorance. See, because he was ignorant of the fact that his brothers hated him. Because naturally your brothers should love you. But this teaches us that we must be careful who we share our dreams with.
Come on.
We must be careful who we share our prophecies with. We got to be careful who we share our destiny and the purpose that God has for our lives with. Because the truth be told, everybody that's smiling in your face ain't really for you. Everybody that pats you on the back ain't really for you. There are some people with the Judas syndrome, or they'll walk with you all the way up to the finish point. And when they get there, they'll stab you in your back and tell you out. You'll act like ain't nobody ever done it to you. You'll act like ain't nobody ever turned their back on you. Somebody that can identify, you don't got to play yet, that can identify with it, that I've had some people that walk with me. I've had some people that when I got to the point where I really need them. See, now that's the thing. When you really need somebody, that's when they want to turn their back on you. When you don't need them, they're there to support you. But the time that you get weak and you need somebody to pray with you, y'all got to talk to me here. When you need somebody to pray with you, after you done slaved and prayed for them, they want to turn their back on you. They got something to do. All of a sudden, they have work all the time. What's with this thing? That's to do this. And you got to operate. It kills you.
Jesus, that's good.
God, I wish I had a church here. It was David who said, he said, I can understand if it were my enemy.
If it had been my enemy.
He said, but it was the one that was closest to me.
Come on.
He said it was the one that ate of my bread. It was the one, he was talking about Ahithophel. He said, it was the one that is your counselor, God, that turned their back on me.
Come on now.
But I have a question for you men today. What do you do when God says that you are the man? I'm going to ask that a question. I'm going to ask that again, and maybe somebody will wake up. I said, what do you do when God says you are the man? Or when you ought to look to a man and say, God says you're the man. I'm going to preach right here. If it's the last thing that I do. Maybe you ought to look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, God said you're the man. It's hard for me to believe that Joseph was prideful because he was a servant first. And verse number 13, come on, sir. And verse number 13, Jacob was sent to serve his brothers. I believe it was this thing that God was sending Joseph to see. I determined he would be to carry out his assignment. We see right here, verse number 15, that Joseph was lost. Because his brothers were not in place that they should have been. So when Joseph figured out where they were, he pressed his way to fulfill the assignment given to him by his father.